Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking to you about the chest rig that I'm wearing here in front of you, and this is from HRT Tactical. This is their Modulus placard, which you can also then use as a chest rig, along with some additional pouches here on the front that we will dive into. But I've been running this thing for quite a while now, well over a year at this point. I've got a ton of time in with it, with a bunch of different configurations and a bunch of different firearms. So let's go ahead, dive into exactly what this is, how I've been using it, and how I would suggest you use it if you're in the market for a more minimalist style chest rig. All right, this is Ryan from the future. I just want to say really quick, I got pretty far into the video without saying it. Full disclosure, I did get this chest rig for free, this whole setup for free from HRT Tactical to do a review on it. I still did a whole bunch of testing with it, and you'll see all of that in the footage, or at least a good portion of it in the footage. Do with that information what you will though. I still think it's worth mentioning before we get too far into this video. So as you can see right now, I have this thing set up with the SMG style mag pouches. So this is running 5 of the pistol caliber mags. Right now I've got some of the Glock 33 round SIG mags in there, or I think most of them are going to be third party 33 round SIG mags, but nonetheless, I have used this with MP5 mags. I've also used it with the little VZ61 Scorpion mags, 9mm Scorpion mags. Pretty much any pistol caliber carbine mags you're going to be able to run in this setup. Now it's only held in by Velcro, so I can actually rip it out here. So it's just a simple, basically elastic webbing with hook and loop material on the front and back to be able to attach it in. It's worth mentioning that the material that is on the actual magazine carrier is the male end. Inside the pouch is female end. I know not all companies' stuff are cross compatible there, but with it set up like that, I've just now got a large kind of padded loop in here. If I wanted to use that for other stuff, I could, or I can run rifle mags. So now we've got it set up for 3 AR-15 style rifle mags. Now you can also get inserts for 2 mags if you want to go with a larger 308 or AK pattern mags. I've tried running AK-74 mags in this style of pouch. It just doesn't really work well. So this is really going to be more for your AR-15 style. But again, I can reconfigure that inner pouch. And I think most of the people running something like this are either going to be running the rifle mags or pistol style PCC magazines. So let me go ahead and pull this thing off, and then we'll dig a little bit deeper into some of the other features. So I went ahead and took out the rifle mag insert just so you can see a little bit better what's going on inside there. We have some grommets there at the bottom for drainage. So if you do get water in here, it's not just going to start pooling up and turning into a bucket of water hanging off the front of your chest. But then to also show you how these front pouches attach. So these front pouches, this little general purpose pouch and the kind of either pistol mag, or as you can see, I've got a multi-tool pouch on the front here. How these are actually going to attach, it's going to be a little bit different. So I have a hook and loop flap here at the top. I can just undo that. The front hook and loops on. Oop, there goes my multi-tool. And then it's got 2 little tabs there at the bottom that tuck up underneath. Now, one thing that I like about what HRT does here is they are giving you a patterned hook and loop. It drives me crazy when I get multicam equipment and then the hook and loop is just one solid color, like especially on something like this. What would be the point of even putting hook and loop on the front of it or making it into a certain pattern if it's just going to be blank? So the reason that I was drawn to this chest rig in the first place is specifically because of the ability to run it in a slick configuration like this. Especially with the pistol caliber magazines in here, this thing sits very, very tight and close to my body. So much so that I specifically bought a rain jacket that was a little bit oversized so I could wear it over this, and no one, unless they're really, really paying attention, would be able to tell that I had anything on underneath that jacket. There's plenty of applications where you might be able to think of where that might come in handy. I'll let you use your imagination. I don't want to have to spell everything out for you guys. One of the other things here, so I have this little back panel on here. This is just covering up the hook and loop. And then I've also got one of the HRT danglers here for this tourniquet pouch. So this is just a Velcroed on piece, again, from HRT, so that you don't have to run this. You can run this as quite literally as minimalist as you could possibly want. However, if you did want to start adding more and more accessories onto it, again with this hook and loop modularity, you have that option. You also have the option, if you guys have seen my review of the rack plate carrier, have the option with the way that they've attached the buckles here to actually clip this into one of their plate carriers if you so chose. Now, there's a lot of benefits there, so if you want to have one setup between a chest rig and a plate carrier, you can do that without having to buy a wholly separate thing for both items. I am also a fan of running a low profile slick plate carrier and then just running a chest rig on over the top of that. Now, as far as the straps on the back of this thing, we are running an H-style harness, which does have a little spot for Velcro for whatever like little flare you like, or if you want to have your name, whatever your SOPs are for the back of your chest rig, you've got that option on it there. You do also have a little bit of bungee on either side here. You could also use these for molly. However, just be aware you're going to have a little bit of bungee springiness there, as opposed to it being a rigid piece of molly. So do with that information what you will, but you do have that on both sides. One thing I forgot to mention, it does have this little waist strap here, or kind of belly strap, so that way you can secure that down and keep this thing from bouncing all over the place. That is something though you're going to have to adjust if you do plan on running this with a plate carrier or anything like that, at least as far as having a slick plate carrier and this on over it. Obviously you're going to have to loosen up that and maybe some of these shoulder straps to be able to accommodate it in that way. Now, the reason I like having a minimalist chest rig, I know minimalist chest rigs have kind of fallen out of favor. The gun industry is a fun place to be a part of, I'll put it that way. But I still think that there are applications for something like this. And there's like two places that jump out to me right away. So first of all, I know a lot of people talk about having truck guns. I'm not a huge fan of the idea of a truck gun, but at least having something in your vehicle, if you have a firearm in the vehicle, some way for you to have medical supplies, extra magazines, administrative tools, whatever floats your boat attached to it. That way you're dealing with more than just your rifle. It's a nice thing to have as an option. Another area that I can see this coming into play, especially if you work for a more based employer, is a workplace response kit of some type. So if something is happening at your workplace, whatever that is, it's something that you can have and have as an immediate response, especially if you're just running extra pistol mags for whatever your carry gun is. Pistol ammo can run out pretty quick, as that guy's learning, and that will make sure that you never run out with whatever situation you're dealing with. Another alternative, if you're running these rifle mags, pull one of the rifle mags out, throw comms in there, and now you can have good comms. One other thing that I want to mention, because of the way that this pocket is made, it's actually really easy to re-index magazines even without having some sort of filler in there. When you pull it out, the front and back are kind of sewn in a way that they have some standoff, so I can very easily just tuck mags right back in no matter where I pull them out from. It's easy to get them back in. That's with the AR mags, that's with the PCC mags as well. Now here's where the rubber meets the road. These are not cheap chest rigs or setups or anything like that. However, they are exceedingly high quality. When you want something that was purpose built by people who go out and shoot and know what they're doing, you're going to be paying for that. And HRT is no exception there, but I think for what you're getting, it is still very reasonably priced. Over there, I have a chest rig from a very high profile competitor to this. And while I really, really like that, I paid a lot more for that as well. So something you need to take into consideration, and this is definitely far more modular. I have a lot more options of what I can run, how I have things configured, and even clipping it into a chest rig, or excuse me, into a plate carrier just gives you a lot of options here. Is this going to be for someone who wants to leave their back door, hike up into the mountains, and then just live out of it for the next 30 days? Absolutely not. HRT would not tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that. However, I do see applications for people having some sort of immediate response kit that allows them to actually get out and respond to something and still have some tools in their toolbox available to them. I should also mention that after one of my more recent range sessions with a friend of mine who was looking to get into different pieces of kit, I brought several different chest rigs for him to try out. I brought some plate carriers for him to try out. I basically gave him a little sample platter smorgasbord, and he actually ended up buying one of these himself. So I've been helping him get his all kitted out and set up. So with all the options he had in front of him, he actually chose to pay money to get one of these. So do with that information what you will. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this was provided at no cost by HRT Tactical for me to do a review. That being said, I still think that this is an excellent product for people who are looking for this type of product. A lot of people get into tactical nylon that they pay a lot of money for, expecting one thing and then getting something totally different. So as long as you understand what you're getting with this chest rig, with the modularity, however, still having a minimalist platform to build off of, this is an excellent option. Again, if you're looking for something more of a long-term recce kit, this is probably not going to be the chest rig for you. So do with that information what you will. You are all grown adults, at least the majority of you watching this video probably. So I trust you to have some critical thinking skills and work through that yourself. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go and throw those in the comment section down below. I'll try to get back to you as quick as I can. I want to give a shout out to my patrons for helping to make videos like this one possible. Without them, I would not be able to get out here and run the rounds through this, run these through competitions, etc., to be able to bring you guys good talking points and an informed opinion, at least informed by my stupid monkey brain. So anyway, with all that being said, as always, I hope you got something out of this video, and I really appreciate you watching.